you think about themes for the season, or are you just thinking about?
Well, season 2 that comes out in December, a lot has happened from when season 1 and 2 happened, and I also found that like the feedback from season 1 is the bits that we would do that would resonate and would get people that would like connect with people were the bits that feel like they are genuinely driven by a curiosity or something autobiographical. So I leaned into that more in the new season. I had a son since then, so he's 10 months old, so he's kind of a big part of the POV with how I look into these themes. We've got a Christmas special, which is fun, so that's just kind of a fun, everyone loves Christmas. If you don't, then we make fun of the things that hopefully, bother you about Christmas.
Right.
And then, like when we're writing the show, we'll come up with themes that are interesting, and then separate from those, we'll say, okay, let's write a bunch of bits, and then we'll kind of connect those dots.
Right.
And sometimes things just don't connect to a theme, and they fall to the wayside. But
Curious on the production side, like how many people are helping you with that show? You're executive producing, and then you have some help with writing. So how tight is your unit? So
I'm executive producing, and then I've got 3 guys who are my co-EPs, who are kind of like my core brain trust.
Yeah.
Stuart McLeod, who's a brilliant magician and also a very, very funny comedy writer. And then 2 comedy writers, David Deneen Porter and Daniel Kino. Daniel Kino's a stand-up who I've known for 20 years.
Oh,
and he's, really good at helping me hone kind of my voice and economy of words and staying true to kind of what premise we were setting out to tackle to begin with. And then for the writing process...
Sorry to cut you off, but I just want to hit this, is that it must be really nice to have someone that can trust with that perspective, because I think, even I'm relating your performance and how you write and perform, kind of like editing photos, or how you can get lost in it and you sort of lose an outside perspective. To just
100%.
have somebody come in and like just hack away at what you did, but it's somebody that you trust and is cultivating. Is that who that guy is?
That's who that guy is.
Yeah.
And that's in the pre-process, the while we're doing it, and then the editing process is a whole different thing. Like now that I'm editing the 3rd season, like I try to disconnect that guy that's on the screen that we're hacking away at is even me.
Yeah.
And so that I can be very harsh and objective, you know. And I don't like that guy a lot of times. You know? Like I just, I hate editing. Justin hates the choices that shooting Justin made or that writing Justin made.
Because you always handcuff yourself somewhere. It's like,
exactly.
If my body had been just 5 degrees more open to camera, it would have slayed.
Exactly. There's a lot of things that are almost great that can't make it.
Is it hard to direct? Like, I mean, I know you're not. That must be. I'm thinking now as I'm putting my videographer/director's cap on, when I'm thinking about your episodes of Magic for Humans, it's got to be hard to direct and block those shots in a way to make sure the audience has the full aha moment along with you.
It's really hard. Like,
and you're on the road, like you're
running and gunning.
You're running and gunning.
Yeah.
It's a pretty...
Well, like learning how to direct and shoot magic is an interesting skill that, very few people can, even a great director, there's certain rules you have to ditch, like things that you normally do as a director. No, this would look right. This is intuitive. But with magic, you kind of can't cut.
Yeah.
You have to let the whole tricks play out.
Yeah.
So therefore, I need to make sure that I don't leave a bunch of air in the scene because I'll just hate myself in the edit.
Yeah. Because if you tighten up, then people accuse you of making. I mean, not that people don't know. I mean, most people should know that it's not a documentary of like you actually did. Like they don't think you did the trick. Like there were some other editing tricks outside of the magic.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part
because people are so savvy and. We don't use like CGI or like, cheap hiding stuff under a cut. We work hard to make the magic really good.
Yeah.
We have to make sure that we get credit for that, because cuts take you out of it,
Yeah.
And Adam Franklin, who directed season 1 and 2, I'd shot a bunch of stuff with him over the past many, many years. So trusting him is really, really important. And for him to know kind of how to command the shots and set them
Well,
up.
and he was up to speed a lot faster than someone if you had started fresh and go, okay, well, here we are. We're going to start shooting season 3. And
Exactly.
you hadn't worked with them tomorrow.
Exactly.
It would have been a real.
Well, that's what we
wrench
had to
in
do
your-
because we did 2 seasons at the same time. We had to find a new director for season 3 because Adam was cutting season 2.
Got it.
And this guy Dave Page, who we got, is fantastic. You know,
Yeah.
so he kind of dove in. He had to
learning
lean
curve.
on us and kind of adapt to that learning curve and trust
Yeah.
us to guide him through. He came from Nathan For You. He would produce Nathan For You, which is kind of a similar. It's kind of a Nathan For You. I think of as kind of a magic show because they kind of are creating this comedic illusion, and a lot of it comes from just you can have the best trick, but if the person you're doing it to doesn't feel real or doesn't react, like
Right.
the best part of the show when we screen them, we did a screening last night on some rough cuts, like what people love because they love to see a good trick, but they need to see the person in scene react as if they saw the same thing that you did as a viewer.
Right.
And when they then are like amazed and freaking out and you're seeing
Yeah.
their guard come down and having a real human reaction, it connects those dots. It makes you appreciate the
Yeah.
trick, appreciate the fact that you're
Well, that's what
witnessing
connects.
it.
That's what why I think that show is so effective is in that moment. The audience that's looking on their phone or a tablet or a 80-inch screen TV. It doesn't matter. They're as part of the gig. They're imagining what they would have done, what
Yep.
their reaction would have been, and it just gives you that first-person perspective that you don't. But yeah, how does it feel to have like slay on a trick? And this person that's cast to, or you know, that you encountered, that and just lays an egg and doesn't add
Sucks.
anything to it.
It sucks.
So then you're like, gotta go find somebody
Because
else.
it's
to do it.
fishing. You're really fishing. You're like
Yeah.
laying this juicy bait, and
Yeah.
sometimes you catch a big one. Sometimes they just
Yeah.
get away. So that's why we have to. And our shooting schedule is so tight. You know,
Yeah.
I'd love to shoot one trick all day long.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, we have time to try this for 2 people.
Right.
Hopefully, one of them's great.
Right.
You know.
This Full Exposure podcast episode has been made possible through the support of Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, and Dr. Peter Hahn, who believe that creativity and the arts are essential to a rich, healthy, and fulfilling life.